Hey everyone, Michael Kerr here with another 5 minutes with the adorable, the wonderful, the brilliant Jennifer Spear. Jennifer is a dear friend of mine, a colleague. She is a facilitator extraordinaire. She is a speaker on dealing with change and uncertainty, and she uses a lot of theater improv in her work. So I want to talk to her about how theater improv can help us in a workplace setting. So, Jennifer, how can theater improv help us in a workplace setting?
Well, thank you, Michael. And thanks for having me here with 5 minutes with Michael. As you know, because you've studied and performed improv as well, when we think about improv and an improv team, as an improviser, your role is not to get the spotlight or go for the punchline. Your job as an improviser is really to support the team. It's to make your scene mates look good. Now, could you imagine if we did that at work? I know. And could you imagine if you went into every meeting feeling that way, that your job at that meeting is to support your teammates, to make them look good, and to build on their ideas in a positive way?
Instead of trying to make ourselves look good and hog the spotlight. I love that, right? And how could our team not rock it if everybody came in with that mindset instead of the dog eat dingo competitive mindset we so often have in businesses? So Jennifer, help us break this down. What are some theater improv principles that can be applied that would help me as a teammate support the rest of my team and make them look awesome?
Well, I think when we think about improv, anything that is done, said, or brought into an improv scene is considered an offer. And it's your job to accept all offers. So you cannot block or deny an offer. So anything your teammate says, anything that they bring up, any ideas, those are just offers. And it's your job to accept them. And you use the improv technique that many people have heard of, which is called yes and. And so you accept the idea and then you build on it and you move the scene forward, or you take that idea, you add to it, and you build up the idea in a positive way with everybody else on the team.
Such a simple principle, but we need to remember to do it, right? So, yes, and Jennifer, help us understand. Help me deal with a situation where a teammate or maybe my boss even suggests what I think is a pretty crazy, outrageous idea, and my first reaction is to turn into a seagull and go and crap all over them and say that'll never work. We tried it in 1997. Help me get over that initial mindset of being a seagull.
Well, I mean, you want to be open-minded, and so it helps to be curious. And so you want to be curious about the idea, curious about the person, why are they bringing it up, and look for something positive in that idea always, something that you can say yes to. You want to leave the assumptions at the side and really listen to what it is that they're saying and try to see it from their perspective and whether you can build on it or not. And if you're in a meeting, I mean, nothing actually happens in a meeting other than the
Right.
discussions. So why not talk about the ideas and get those exciting big ideas out there? Because it's the more you can build up an idea, the better. If someone brings something up, you say yes and you make it even better. You add to it because it's always easier to tame a wild idea than to excite a boring one. So you might as well stretch your thinking while you're in the room.
Yeah, there's a company I talk about in my book, The Humor Advantage, where they have this, I forget the name of the committee, but it's this great committee and it's a brainstorming committee and it's like, the outrageous committee. And the metric is if your idea doesn't make us all leap up and say, that's just outrageous, then it's considered too tame for what they're trying to achieve. And exactly
Love
what you said,
that.
Jennifer. Yeah, they're trying to start big with these crazy ideas and then, okay, let's figure out how we can make this practical, how we can bring it down, tame it, as I think you said, so that we can actually implement this idea.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the wild ideas, that's their job, is to get you thinking differently, and then you can make them practical before you actually walk out the door. So that's always a good thing to do. And if you're there with that positive mindset that you're going to support each other, support those ideas, you create that safe environment where people can share their ideas and take risks, and why not do it in that safe space?
Why not? And that's the key, right? Making sure it is a safe
Yes.
space where people feel psychologically safe. Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing your brilliance. We're down to 7 seconds. Thank you for being here on 5 Minutes with.
Michael Kerr.